4. Have you noticed me lately? I've always been putting up pretentious vlogs, and I can't remember how that tune goes. All the songs on that album kind of get mixed up for me. So you'll find me deleting pictures, searching for a sense of distance, saying I'm not Llaqui detritus. No, that's not me really. Don't tell me it will be fine. Employers, look at what I put online. So take what's left of me. I'm not really sure where I'm going with that. Okay, we had Creeper last week. No, it wasn't even last week, it was earlier this week. So now that was a bit neck deep, it was over and over, and what did you expect? So I'll probably sing some interrupters or something on the next one. Right, the last vlog went on for 15 minutes, and it was like really the best and worst of me. Like there was a bit where I started to make a pun in Vietnamese, started to explain it, and then stopped saying I just wanted everyone to know. So I'm going to try and be a little bit less over the top in this one, because I've been teaching for 5 weeks now, and I haven't actually really talked very much about the actual teaching experience. So that's what this one's about, which is kind of an obvious thing to do. So yeah, my name's Jack Nutchins. The YouTube channel is Llaqui Detritus. I'm living in Hanoi. World traveller. You can tell I'm well travelled because I bought some. I'll show you at the end of the video. I bought some. I don't know if they're called harem pants or elephant pants yesterday. I feel very feminine, to be honest. And yeah, though they are quite frustrating because there's no pockets in them, which is like I just don't know how to deal with. And to carry my purse around weird. Okay. So yeah, I've been here for 5 weeks. I've actually been teaching English in an assortment of primary schools. My timetable seems to change pretty much every week. And yeah, so yeah, there's teaching 3rd to 5th grade, who I think is sort of 8 to 10 or 8 to 11. They know very varying amounts of English. One thing I noticed is like the kids always shout, "What's your name?" at me. And it kind of annoys me because I've been teaching them for 5 weeks, so I sort of feel that they should know by now. But in fairness, I've come to realise that that's one of the things they're most confident saying in English. So it's not necessarily that they don't know, it's just they want to say something that they can say and then hear the reply. And then there was like one of them the other day in a new school that I went to shout, "What's your name?" and I said Jack, and he started going, "Jack Hammer." So I'm quite impressed by his knowledge of English. One of my favourite things is we played quite a lot of games in English lessons. One of the things to kind of motivate children is to divide the class into teams, and especially in the more advanced classes, I ask them to pick their own team names, and they tend to pick sort of superheroes and animals quite a lot, but they come up with some really odd ones sometimes. And there was one team that wanted to call itself Team No Name Minion, which I'm just a bit like, is that even a Minions reference, or is it just literally just like I'm this faceless drone with I'm the No Name Minion? It's like it's quite sort of cyberpunk almost. It was really weird. And one of them, what do they call themselves? One of them. It's actually what's funnier is when I mishear the names because of their pronunciation. And there was like one to call themselves Team Destroy, and I somehow misheard it as Hedgehog. Drew a hedgehog on the board and pointed to it. It was like Hedgehog, and I was like no. And then there was like one called Team Ninja that the teaching assistant misheard as Team Linda, which I was quite happy to keep because like I thought it was funnier. It's like Dragon, Superman, Tiger, Linda. Yeah, so like being placed in various different schools, it means I go all over Hanoi. Some of them take like almost an hour to reach and are really kind of in the middle of nowhere. There was this one in particular that I went to the other day where they were really like, I and the other teaching assistant were probably like the only white people they've seen, and they were like screaming and running around, and like some of the youngest kids started following me and then screaming and running away when I turned around to look at them. So yeah, it's just been a bit mad really. I mean, what I found is, like, in general, there's a few in every class who are really enthusiastic, really like learning English, but are, like, I know, if anything, really a bit ahead of the material that we're doing. And then there are a lot of them who are really quite shy, and it's quite hard to get them to speak, and they kind of find it difficult to kind of put together the stuff and sort of understand what's going on. There was this one boy who said, like, part of a sentence fine, and then he said the additional bit fine, but he wouldn't put them together, and it was a proper Hail Caesar moment, you know, kind of. You know, it's a horrible patronising analogy to make, but it is, like, I do find myself thinking that scene quite a lot. Good. Let's try something. You just repeat it exactly as I say it. Would this were so simple? Why do you keep saying that? Yeah, anyway, it's I find myself thinking of that quite a lot. But I was always a Vietnamese teaching assistant in the lessons with me, which is very helpful because they kind of get the kids to shut up, but they also help me to explain things. It is like, because the classrooms are quite small, I didn't realise at first how many children there are in each classroom, and then I sort of went, hang on, there's 6 rows, there's 2 to a desk, there's 4, no, sort of, and it's 4 kind of columns. There's like 4, there's 48 at least, and in some classrooms there's more. So it's kind of hard to give everyone a chance to speak. And someone posted on Facebook the other day, one of my friends, taught English to over 1,000 kids this week. And I was like, that must be wrong, he's talking nonsense. And then I kind of added it up, and even at the most conservative estimates of there only being 42 classes, it's more than that. So yeah, class sizes are massive, which is fine. In classrooms reasonably small. Oh yeah, so there was one place that I went to that was really out in the middle of nowhere, where I had to, like, the guy stopped in a road full of, like, there were literally sort of chickens in cages. This was the taxi driver, and kind of fish in, like, little plastic tubs, sort of breathing their last, and he kind of just pointed down this alleyway, and I was like, I'm not going down there because I can't see the school, and I don't want to be dropped off here. And he eventually drove down there, and there was a school there, and then I found out it was the high school, and I was meant to go to the primary school, and so I had to walk for a bit, and it just means I'll definitely end up in some parts of Hanoi that you would not visit, really, kind of, unless you live there. It's interesting to see. Yeah, I found some of the taxi drivers are really friendly. They play very, very odd music in some cases. There was one guy who's had this playlist. It's kind of a lot of sort of dance remixes of old pop songs, but it's also got, like, this sort of aqua style Euro pop thing about Tarzan that's just really childish, but also kind of full of innuendo and deeply, deeply weird. That was a particular highlight. And oh right, Vietnamese fashion. I think this is just something that we're going to focus on every video, which is like pronunciation. I'm just going to bring it up every time because, like, I was looking for a baseball cap yesterday, and I went to, like, the nearest big shop, and it kind of sells everything. And I was waiting around for someone to sort of come back to me and tell me whether there were any hats, and I was kind of standing in, like, the children's clothing area, and there was this sort of little child mannequin, and it had these sort of yellow trousers on it with what might have been kind of monkey faces on them, and a blue sort of cardigan, and under that there was a t-shirt with the words "Future Gentleman Caller" on it, which is easily, like, the most eccentric thing that I've seen in Vietnam so far, because it's just kind of like, it's that kind of thing where you kind of, you're a 6-year-old with, like, a flame and the word "kick-ass" on your jumper. Like, the humour is from the contrast of being a small and cute child, and with the sort of the boast that you're kind of something to be taken seriously. But this whole "I'm a player" thing has been combined with this really kind of Victorian use of the English language, to the point where, like, I've genuinely got no idea how they came up with that as a design, unless it was someone like me who's fluent in English and is just, like, taking the piss. But it was great. It made me laugh a lot. And then there was, like, another t-shirt that said something like, "The headphone is broken." I had a picture of some headphones. So yeah. Yeah, we played a target game the other day where like two of them have to ask each other a question and answer it using the new structures and vocabulary. And then I drew targets on the board, so I drew a square and it had different bits. If you hit some of them, you get a star for your team. Hit the other bits, you lose a star or have to give a star to another team. Or play rock, paper, scissors with me. They were like all laughing the other day because one of them beat me at rock, paper, scissors. I was like, yeah, like, it's not that funny, but I guess it was quite sweet really. One of the boys I positioned the square a bit wrong, so one boy could basically just put his head in front of it, and the girl just said, "Hey, I can't hit the 5-star one because you're in the way." And he's like, "I don't care, I don't want you to get it. You're on the other team." So he just threw the ball straight in. I think she aimed for his face and kind of hit him in the neck. And I thought the teacher's assistant was going to tell her off, but then she's just like, "Oh no, actually you get out of the way, let her take a shot without you there." But he seemed to be okay. So yeah. Also, I absolutely loved playing basketball. Where I kind of am the hoop, and they have to throw. I've got a really soft ball for that, so that it doesn't hurt even if I do get hit in the face. Like I'm quite stoic and I don't sort of move at all. So there'd be a few where it sort of hit my shoulder and then kind of be about to go in and then bounce off, and I thought that was really funny. Yeah, so it is fun. It takes a lot of energy. I'm quite a sort of sedate type, but well, no, I don't know. I think I am quite energetic, but I'm just unused to dealing with noisy children, so it's a very challenging job, but it is a fun one. And also, like, I really need to get on with publishing some blogs, because I've been here for 6 or 7 weeks now. I'm only going to be here for another 14, and I haven't written a blog yet. So, yeah. What can I say? Visit Vietnam, go to Minion, it's great. And I almost can't, like, Hanoi is so, it's just the place where I live. It's like I can't say whether it's an interesting or exciting city because it's just so axiomatic. It's like this is my basis of what somewhere in Vietnam or in Asia is like, and I can't tell you whether I like it or not. But yeah, I mean, I certainly would rather be here than Beijing or Shanghai, but maybe not Nanjing. China being the only place we've been before. Right. So yeah, I think this will be a little sort of slightly more serious one. I'm going to do my best. I'll just tell you about my blog once more. YouTube channel is Llaqui Detritus, spelled Llaqui Detritus. Blog is Jack Nutgens, Jack NUTTGENS.wordpress.com. Obviously, that is my real name. It's not something you'd make up. Though all names are made up originally. And yeah, on that you can find blogs about. There's going to be some about my time in Vietnam. There's music blogs. There's travel related blogs. There's going to be there's also links to my fiction, some of which is really good. No, sorry, all of which is really good. I've got 3 stories published so far. There's also links to my poems. There's a video poem that I did. Yeah, it's all good. It's all good stuff. Go and have a browse around on there. Some of it's bilingual. Of course, I've got German language blogs and some blogs that I've written in both English and German. So, yeah, thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe, etc. All right, goodbye.